We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. Listen, guys, I want to tell y'all something real quick, man. I really need a wifey, like a old school, traditional, like stay at home wifey. Because man, oh man, after you get to a certain age, you kind of like know yourself and you learn yourself. And one thing I've learned about myself is that I'm a money maker. I'm a money maker. I make money. I'm not a domesticated. Yo, I literally find myself cleaning up every single day. I mean, like I got kids or something. I really find myself on a daily basis cleaning up every day. And I'm like, man, like, you know what it is? Because I'm always on a go. So I really, honestly, I only sleep at home or whatever. So I'm always moving and shaking, and really I'm just making money. You know what I'm saying? And I had this girl once upon a time. I was talking to her, and she was telling me, she was like, she was telling me I'm looking for a man where I could stay at home and I could just take care of my man and the home, and I don't really have to do anything, and I just have his babies. I have my little side business that I do on the side, but I just stay at home and do nothing. So at the time, I'm listening to her and I'm like, man, you must be out of your damn mind. You think I'm about to be out here working or whatever, and you just staying at home having babies? Then another thing too is I was like, how many kids you have? And she was like, 2 kids. I was like, man, get the hell out of here. Are you crazy? Do you really think that I'm going to be going out, working, taking care of you and the home, and your 2 kids that you have from some other dude, and he's out, doing what he do in the playground, having a good time, having fun? You think that I'm about to be on that type of level when I'm taking care of you and your 2 kids, going out making money? And she was looking at me like, damn, like you're an honest, very honest person. But on the real note, it's like, now that I'm a little bit older, I'm still not sure if I'm going to be taking care of somebody else's kids. Like me personally, I'm at an age where pretty much everybody has kids. But the good thing is that I'm moving into an age where women kids are moving into adulthood. So that's the age group that I'm moving into. So most of the women that, find me attractive or wants to get to know me, their kids are basically adults. So that's the beautiful thing. But I do meet women that just had a baby or, their kids are toddlers or stuff like that. And because I am in that age group as well. This is a beautiful thing about, being where I'm at, 40 years old, close to 40, is that I am in that age group where I can date a 40-year-old, a 50-year-old, a 60-year-old. I don't really see myself dating it, but if I find an attractive 60-year-old and I wanted to, I'm in that age group where I could date a 60-year-old, I could date a 50-year-old, a 40-year-old, a 30-year-old, a 20-year-old. You know what I'm saying? And let me tell you, 20-year-olds, they find me very attractive. Like, they come after me. And I'm going to tell you something about 20-year-olds too. 20-year-olds, they don't, there is no procedure like it is with women in my age group. There's no procedure. So a 20-year-old, she'll spit at you. She'll tell you how, amazing you look today and, this and that. They'll come out, to be honest with you, 20-year-olds will just come out and tell you, like, listen, I want to fuck you tonight. Like, real talk. That's how 20-year-olds are. Like, they're not like the 40s where it's a whole game that you got to play. with the 40-year-olds. But the 20-year-olds, it's like totally, I mean, when I tell you from 40, let's say 45 to 25, when I tell you it's literally like night and day, I'm serious. It's literally like night and day. But getting back to how I started the show is like, I really need like a wifey slash manager slash business partner slash sex slave. I mean, not sex slave. I mean, housekeeper, housekeeper slash housekeeper. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I'm not good. Like, for me, I feel like you got to know where you're good at and where you're comfortable, you know, what you're comfortable doing and different things like that. And I'm not, like, cleaning up every day is very taxing. You know what I'm saying? But I could go out every day and I could make money. Like, I'm good at making money. You know what I'm saying? But yo, let's get into the show. Let's get into the show. Welcome everybody to the JP Show. I am your host, JP, and I'm back. And I'm back. And I'm back. Yo, we got a great show for you today. And I got a lot of stuff that I want to get off my chest. Get it off your chest, JP. Get it off your chest, JP. Get it off your chest. All right, yo, so check it. So we're going to get into it real quick. Raffles, I basically put the raffles on hold because I didn't get enough people to sign up for the raffles. So the raffles is on hold for now. The one thing I want to tell everybody, give me 1 second. To all my cigar smokers out there, I don't know if you ever had this Gran Habano No. 5 Maduro. This cigar is very, very good. I don't know if you can see it. The light is kind of like messing it up. But let me see if I turn the light down a little bit. If you could see that. Well, no, I can't get it. But this is I'm trying to get closer. I don't know if you can see that label. But this is, man, I'm like, and listen, it's not a $40, $50 cigar. I know some of you cigar people out there that smoke cigars, you won't smoke a cigar unless it's $40, $50. It's not a $40, $50 cigar. They make cigars that's cheaper than $40, $30, $50. That's very, very good. So it's maybe like a $12 cigar, maybe a $10 to $12 cigar. But when I tell you it's beautifully made, look at this. It's beautifully made, and it's a very, very delicious cigar. So, I mean, I'm not a spokesperson for them or whatever, but when I come across something that's very good, I don't mind giving its credit. All right, so raffles are on hold for right now. I got some stuff lined up in the future. I didn't get enough people to sign up for the raffle, so we're going to hold off on the raffle. Everybody that put their bid in for the raffle, I got something for you down the line. We're going to do something for you guys down the line because you did participate, and I really appreciate it. So right now, I'm stopping the raffle, and so I got maybe like 5 or 6 people that I'm going to do something for later on. And I'll let you guys know what that is. All right. So raffles is done. I had something else I want to tell you guys about, but let's just get into the show because I got a lot of stuff that I got to get off my chest. Let's get into this. Let's tell the world what's going on today with the show. So check this out. On today's show, we're going to talk about, for $1, she will make it holla. You know what I'm saying? But I want to get back into last week. I was talking about dating for men and for women. So I want to get back into that really, really quick. So dating for men and dating for women. So last week I went over men so I'm going to start off with women. And I really didn't get to touch on a lot of things for the men because I was moving so fast. But for the women, all right, so you start off the date. I'm going to start you off at home. You're at home, you're getting ready or whatever. The guy calls you and tells you that He's ready. He's there. He's at your house. He's ready for you to come down. So, ladies, when he makes that call for you to come downstairs, please, and I'm begging you, please do not take 30, 40, 50 minutes to come downstairs. Listen, ladies, I don't know what you guys are doing in the house. I had a young lady one time. I went to go pick up. We going out on a date. I went to go pick up. It literally took her 30 minutes to come downstairs. I was like, yo, I could have came upstairs. I could have came upstairs if I knew you was going to take this. Literally, it took her 30 minutes to come downstairs. And I'm sitting here and I'm like I'm really sitting in my car wasting gas, because then on top of that, it's cold outside. So I can't just sit in my car and just, be cold. So I got the heat on. It's cold outside. So I'm literally sitting in my car for 30 minutes wasting gas. And then on top of that, when I tell her, like, listen, you had me sitting out here for 30 minutes and I called you freaking 30 minutes ago to tell you I'm here, she had the nerve. Listen, she had the nerve to get mad at me. Well, you just gonna have to wait. I'm a woman, and this is what we do, and you just gotta wait. You need to be patient, JP. You gotta be patient. Listen, I gave you all day to do whatever it is that you needed to do. I called you an hour before and told you, like, yo, I'm getting ready to come. You know what I'm saying? On my way to your crib, I called you and told you I'm on my way. I get here, I call you again. I'm downstairs. Like, damn, you had all... Ladies, listen. Don't take, because I feel like you start the date off wrong when you take 30, 40. Like, for me, I will give you a 5 to 10 minute window. I can't even give you 15 minutes, to be honest. That's still too long for me. I mean, you had all day. But I will give you a 5 to 10 minute window to come downstairs. You know what I'm saying? So, for the ladies, start off the date with being prompt. You know what I'm saying? Just like if you was to go to a business meeting, just like if you was to go to your workplace or whatever the case is, or your homegirls, whatever event, that's be prompt. Just because we are men and we take a lot of shit, don't mean that you can keep adding on to the shit. Like, be prompt. You know what I'm saying? So, once you get into the car, for the ladies, and this is probably one of the most important things, is you guys gotta calm the fuck down. Like, first dates. This is first dates. You guys have to calm your ass down. I know you want to make a good impression. I know you want, you got a man here and you want to impress him and all this type of shit. But listen, don't drive yourself crazy trying because you like him and you want to impress him. Don't drive yourself crazy. Like, I've been out with a lot of women and they get so nervous. I mean, so nervous during the date. I think I told you guys last week that one time I went out with a girl on a date and literally she got in my car. She's steaming hot. She's on fire. And all you ladies know, she's on fire. She comes out the house and and I don't mean on fire like she look good. She's sweaty and hot. So she gets in my car and 10 minutes into the ride, she's complaining and crying about how hot she is. So I literally had to roll all the windows down in the car. It's freaking 20 degrees outside, y'all. 20 degrees. I got all the windows in the car down. I'm freezing my ass off. I'm not hot. I'm not hot at all. I'm freezing. So she's still sweating. The windows is down. She's still sweating. She got sweat dripping all down her face or whatever. Her hair is all fucked up. Everything, her mascara, all her makeup is all messed up. She's sweating all down her body. Her whole dress is all sweaty. She got sweat pits all up under her underarms. The whole shebang. The whole shebang. So I literally had to take her back home. She had to take another shower, and we had to do this all over again. And if I'm not mistaken, I think on that date, I literally just said, yo, let's just stay here because you're obviously very nervous or whatever. Let's just stay here and let's just chill here and make some dinner, whatever. I'll go out, grab some groceries. Let's make some dinner and we could just chill here for the first date because you can't, you're like going crazy. Let's do something in the comfort where you're comfortable because your nerves is, listen, for the ladies, and some of you ladies probably be like, oh, I don't never. Yes, you are nervous. You're very nervous, sweating and all this type of stuff. And another thing too is for the ladies. For my ladies, for the ladies, you have to, the shyness. That's what I want to say. The shyness. Listen, if like I don't know, I have this thing in my head is that if I'm taking you out, if we're going out on a date and you tell me that you have kids or whatever, we talk and you say you have kids and all this type of stuff, then I just don't really understand how you could be shy. To be honest with you, I don't understand how you could be shy when you have kids. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I feel like once you make her human, like all that shy shit goes out the window to me. Now, you still shy? I don't know. I don't get it. I mean, if you're a lady, please explain to me after having kids, after sitting down and having sex with a man and you let the man, inject himself into you and all this type of stuff, and you having a baby, and you got 2-3 babies and all this stuff, and you got to deal with these kids, because kids will give you a personality. You know what I'm saying? Kids will get you out of your shyness. So you got to deal with you. How are you shy? But a lot of women tell me they're shy. I don't know how you're shy. I don't know where this shy shit comes from or whatever. But to me, you're not shy. If you got kids, and I know it may be like simple-minded to think like this, but to me, if you have kids and you've had a relation, you've been married. Some of these women have been married, and they telling me that they're shy. Now, if this is a game that you're trying to run, stop it. So for the ladies, cut the shy stuff out. The shy stuff gotta go. Also, okay, so you're shy. We're gonna cut that out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay to make conversations, lady. You don't always have to depend on the man to make the conversation and talk. It's okay for you to make conversation with him. Ask him questions. Ask him what he's been doing today. Ask him how's his week or whatever the case is, or whatever you guys have talked about in previous conversations. It's okay to talk about, you know what I'm saying, to start a conversation and move into, you know what I mean, whatever you guys are going to talk about. Like, start a conversation. Don't wait on the guy to ask you this and ask you that, and then you're going to tell him, oh, you got to have a personality if you want to date me. Oh, you got to be funny. You got to have a sense of humor. And all. Like, listen, it's not all about the guy. You're making a guy work too hard. Like, you can actually put some work in too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to be caught. You want somebody to catch you, just like the guy wants somebody to catch him. You want somebody to catch you. So show your talents. Show your personality. Show who you are. Don't rely on the man. He got to do everything while you just sitting there looking pretty, sweating your weave out. No, don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's okay, ladies, to start some conversation. In the same token, I'm about to also come back and also say, don't overtalk. Some of the guys is like, speak. Listen, ladies, don't overtalk. Don't do it. Don't overtalk. Another thing that you don't want to do is you don't want to, how should I say this? Don't overtalk, and you don't want to be like, I don't know, like ghetto talking or whatever. Like, if you dating a ghetto dude, I guess it's okay. But check out who you're dating or whatever. Don't overtalk, And don't be on this like. And I'm gonna tell y'all in New York, a lot of my peoples that watch the JP show, you may not be in New York, but in New York, you got a lot of women that's rough around the edges. You know, they haven't been groomed. You know, that's the one thing I could say about the women in the rest of the United States. They've been kind of, and I'm not saying there's not ghetto women or hood chicks outside of New York. There are, but even those hood chicks, they've been groomed to a certain degree. So they will fill a man out and all this other type of stuff. And they know the conversation. They know how, you know, how to talk or whatever. And they're not so edgy and rough and dominant and all this, you know, I'm talking about the women in New York, like the women, the local women in New York. Not a woman that's living in New York that has been here for 15 years or 10 years or 5 years or whatever, but she's from another place. She was raised somewhere else. Not those women, because there's a lot of women like that too that's in New York that's been here for a while, but they really from somewhere else. They was raised somewhere else. Not those women. I'm talking about basically the women that was born and raised and still here in New York. Those women, they could be very rough around the edges, very edgy. You know, conversation can be kind of gully a little bit, just like they don't know how to, you know, smooth things out. And to, like, I went on a date with a woman and she was like an older woman. She was like 48 and she was just like very aggressive, slightly abrasive. She had that's like, she was just like too much, to be honest. She was too much. So ladies, when you going out on a date with a guy, don't overthink it is one thing. Don't overtalk is another thing. You want to talk. I know this is you're probably thinking like, you want to talk. You want to start conversation, but you don't want to overtalk. There's like a pause in conversations that you have to pause and you have to allow the guy to come in. Don't overtalk the guy. Don't cut him off. And he doesn't, he shouldn't be cutting you off. If a guy has to say, let me finish my statement, you're over talking. You're being abrasive in the conversation. You know what I'm saying? You want to be heard, but you're not listening. So don't over talk. You know what I'm saying? The conversation should flow. We're going to have listen, this topic right here for women and conversations where I'm at right now, this is a key. This is key for women. This can make you and this could break you. The conversation. Okay? So, listen, don't overtalk. There's when you're talking, and I really need to have like a seminar on this. When you're talking to the guy, you should be a pause. You say whatever you say, there should be a pause for the guy to come in. And if the conversation is enlightening and beautiful and a great conversation, he'll be engaged and he'll already kind of like be trying to get in and say what he need to say. So you got to pause, let the guy in. The guy says what he got to say, talk about whatever. He pauses, lets you in. You know what I'm saying? Like he shouldn't have to say, oh, let me say this or let me say that or hold this or hold that or whatever the case is. Well, I don't mean to cut you off. He's cutting you off because you're over talking. You know what I'm saying? So for the ladies, don't over talk. Another thing for the ladies is don't talk about your kids all day on the. I know the guys is like, brother. Don't talk about your kids all day during the date. Like, this is a serious shit here. Don't listen. You know how many dates I've been on where the female just talked about her damn kids the whole date? Like, listen, that's a turn off. I don't have no kids. There's a lot of men out here that may not have no kids. You know what I'm saying? And for the men that do, maybe y'all can vibe on that level. But a lot of times too, I feel like a lot of women, you probably want to date a man. If you got kids, you probably want to date a man with kids. Because a man with no kids, it's really hard for that person to really get on that level. And the man don't really even want to get on it because he don't have nothing. He can't, that's not compatibility. Relationships and dating and all this stuff is about compatibility. If you're talking about your kids the whole date, then he's going to be looking like, yo, I don't have nothing to speak on about no kids because I don't have no kids. So you kind of want to hold back. It's okay to make a comment or a reference or whatever about your kid, but don't be going in hard body heavy about your kid on a date. If you got an older kid, you got to tell your kid, don't be calling you you're on a date. Give me a couple hours. I'm on a date. Don't call me while I'm on a date. Listen, there's rules to dating, and I know it may seem like, but there is a certain type of, you know what I'm saying, etiquette that you want to have when you're dating. Women, like sometimes your joints be all over. You cannot have your kids, grown kids, little kids, whatever. You can't have them freaking, you know what I'm saying, calling you on the date. Now, what you can do, if you have a young kid and you want to check up on your young kid, what you can do is you can say, listen, excuse me, you don't want to say listen, but you can say, excuse me, give me a second real quick. I'm going to step away. I'm going to make a phone call. I need to call the babysitter or whatever to make sure, you know, or you could make something and say, oh, I forgot to tell the babysitter this and this, just to check up on the kid, whatever, and make sure the kid is good. You know what I'm saying? But don't have it. If the kid is calling you on the date or whatever the case is, if the adult, to me, this is to me, if the adult, whoever's watching the kid, if you got a young kid, if they're not calling you, because if they're calling you, then there may be a problem. But if the kid is calling you like, Mom, what you doing? Nah. Or you don't have to pick up the phone with the kid. Listen, we got text messages going crazy right now. You can send the kid a text message like, hey, is everything okay? You know what I'm saying? Or you could let the kid can call you. This is a big thing right here. The kid calls you, you can freaking not answer it. Tell the guy, hey, give me 1 second. Let me, I gotta call my kid. My kid just called me or whatever. I just need a second of your time, please. Go in a corner somewhere, call, see what's going on. Why is the kid calling? If the kid's calling you and it's for nothing, tell that kid to leave you the hell alone. Don't call my phone no more unless it's something very, very, very important. And then hang up and get back to your date. You know what I'm saying? I've been on so many dates where women is literally sitting there on the phone with their kid. Yeah, mommy gonna be home. I'm just sitting here, just chilling, hanging out with Mr. Such and Such. We having a good time, just having dinner. What? Like, ladies, there is something called dating etiquettes, and you want to kind of like hone in on that. If you're sitting there on a date and I promise you, I've had women on the date. I'm sitting there looking stupid. I ain't got nothing to talk about because she's on the phone. And she's just sitting there with her son just talking on the phone. Yeah. Grown adult son. Grown adult son. Talking about nothing for like 10 minutes. Listen, I'm going to tell y'all. This right here for women, this is a big one. This is a big one. For the ladies, this conversation, the talking, we gotta really hone in on this because calling your kids on a date is a no. Your kids calling you on a date and you not checking them or whatever, you're not telling them, listen, mommy's on the date or I'm on the date, son, daughter, I don't have time to talk right now. You gotta check that. Another thing, I want to go back a little bit. When a guy comes to pick you up, please don't have your damn kids at the door or outside like, hi, Mr. Such and Such. Like, come on, man. Come on. Like, really? On a first date? You got your kids outside, like, trying to meet and greet the guy? I've had that happen to me several times. Grown kids. Like, I think if your kid is outside, if he's an adult and he's outside, send the person a text and say, hey, my son is right here. So the person that's picking you up, he could be ready and he could be mentally ready because meeting your family is not a small thing. That's a big thing. So send if your son, if you can't get rid of your son or your daughter for whatever reason, send a text message to them. You know what I'm saying? And say, to the person that you're dating, and say, listen, I'm trying, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get rid of them or whatever the case is, but he's here. He's not going nowhere. He's following me outside. You know what I'm saying? I'm just letting you know that he's here. You know what I'm saying? So the guy can be prepared and ready, you know what I'm saying, whenever he comes to pick you up. So, dating for women is first dates, rather. First dates for women. There's a lot of things actually that I need to get into. I don't have the time. My time is running out. But there's a lot of things that I need to get into when we're talking about this first date for women. So we went over some like conversations and things like that. Like, don't over talk. You know, small talk is, I know some women is like, oh, small talk. Small talk is actually not bad, because small talks get you into the bigger conversation. You know what I'm saying? Another thing for the ladies,